Greetings, friends, and top of the morning here on the homestead. It's a beautiful, foggy morning. There's something about fog when it blankets an environment. It creates a whole different feel. It's almost like I'm in a movie or something. Not sure what movie, but it feels like one. Well, anyways, today is harvest day. We have a number of things that we need to get harvested. Like this Bok Choy here. This will actually be my second cutting of the Bok Choy here when I cut it. I've been trying something a little different, so just seeing if I can get a number of cuttings instead of just one harvest from it. So far it's going well, but there's other things that we need to harvest as well. And a lot of the produce that we grow here mainly goes to our customers that we serve through our CSA mainly, but we also have had some restaurant sales that we've done. However, this year it's kind of not been good for that with everything that's going on, so see if we can rebound from that. But anyways, we've also this year have been really trying to increase what we grow for ourselves, so continuing to work on that. And part of that includes learning to preserve, whether it be drying, canning, things like that. And one of the crops that we have, pretty much a bumper crop of, is a variety of peppers. We have peppers here, peppers there, peppers there, peppers over there, some more peppers over there. And peppers, this has been a great year for our peppers. So we're gonna harvest what we need for our customers today, but we're also going to harvest some of these peppers we're gonna try a couple different things. We're gonna try drying them, we're gonna try freezing them, we're gonna try fermenting them, and I think there's a couple of ways. We may do one other way. So let's get started. The boys are over here supposedly harvesting eggplant. Sometimes they get distracted. Gotta check on them and see what they're doing. Hey guys, how's it coming with the eggplant?
Dad!
Let me see your harvest. May I see it?
Yep.
See what you got so far. We are focusing, right? There we go. That looks pretty good. All right, knock it out. You're doing a great job. There you go. You found some?
This a bad one.
All right, well, put it in there and let me make that decision, okay?
Okay.
Put it in the basket. In the past, I've caught them just saying some of the fruit is bad when they really just want to play with them and throw them and cut them up. So I like to make sure that I give the stamp of approval to make sure they're bad before they're actually considered bad. So we have arugula that needs to be harvested in this section. And then down here, there's some eggplants for them. But we have radishes that aren't fully ready yet, so maybe give those a couple more days. And we have some green Bok Choy. And over there we have some red Bok Choy as well. And then down here we have some kale that we'll get to. So I have a number of greens that need to be harvested, but before I do, here's a fit fact for you. Most greens contain vitamin K, A, and C. And both vitamin K and A are fat soluble, which means you need to have some type of source of fat with it for your body to be able to absorb it properly and utilize the vitamin. And vitamin K is really good for bone health and wound healing and your blood. And vitamin A is good for your vision as well as your skin. And vitamin C, which is not fat soluble, it's good for your immune system and just overall really good for you. So a lot of times we know that vegetables and different produce and food is good for us, but we really don't know how it benefits us. So that's just a little bit of a tip there to help you out so you actually know what you're getting from, what you're getting out of what you're eating. Hear all those ducks? Sound like Selah just let them out. Alrighty, so have this bed of kale all done here. And I do want to point out that I was doing something incorrectly as I was harvesting the kale, just briefly before I corrected myself. and that was I was bending over with my back. It's really not good on your back long term. Ideally, you want to squat if you can, or get more like lunge type position. But ideally, I try to do squats when I'm harvesting greens and harvesting things from below, because it helps build your leg strength as well as helps to reduce injuring your back. All right, put this kale up, and then we have bok choy to do. Oh, you guys are done with the eggplant too?
Yep.
Good job, fellas. Just put them right in the black refrigerator here. This refrigerator we keep slightly warmer. Our greens we'll put in the white refrigerator, but our things like eggplant, squash, things that don't need to be as cold, we put them in this refrigerator here, just so that way we have each refrigerator appropriate for the produce that we're putting into it. Alrighty, bok choy here is harvested, and a little bit of burn as well. There's nothing wrong with a good burn. Burn is good. Pain is not. So getting your squats in, as long as you don't have any knee issues, can be good. Good for building leg strength. And out here getting farm fit, and whatever we do, just constantly staying active is the main purpose of reaching optimal fitness. Just being active and being conscious to make sure you get the physical activity that you and I need to get in each day. So something I try to keep in mind as I'm doing a day-to-day task, still to remain active, because I don't go to the gym anymore. Well, I go to the gym when you got Earth's Gym here. So that's what we're doing. Cleaning those out for me?
Yep.
Great job there, Selah.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. You're doing a great job today.
You're welcome.
Going the extra mile too. I asked Selah to clean up a number of items here, and she really is doing a good job of cleaning them up and going above and beyond what I asked her to do. And speaking of Selah, at the beginning of this video, you heard some piano playing. Well, that was actually Selah, and she's almost at a year now of taking piano lessons, and she's really come a long way, and I'm really proud of what she is doing. And also, while I was harvesting greens down there, she was actually taking some pictures because she's into photography. So we try to provide our children with a plethora of experiences and opportunities to grow and learn, and so excited when they take advantage of it, and also when they take initiative and just start exploring and doing things all on their own. Well, back to our greens, letting these rinse off. We don't always rinse off our produce, but we do a lot with our greens, because a lot of times you'll get like dirt and things on it like that, not because we spray or have pesticides or anything like that, because sometimes bugs and dirt like to stick on them, and we try to make sure that our leaves are as clean as possible for our customers and for us too. So I'm going to rinse these off, then we'll dry them. We'll spin them out first, and then we'll dry them under our drying table here, which our kale is just about done here, and it's time to be bagged. But the kale, the bok choy, and the arugula that we're getting ready to harvest soon, those are three of the fastest growing grains that you can grow, that I grow here on our homestead, and you can get some good nutrition out of it as well, as I mentioned earlier. But they're really good, easy to grow from seed to harvest in a really short time period. Even in this time where the days of maturity, the days are shorter, and the days of maturity for your plants are longer, they are still some of your faster growing things to grow. Well, let's get to work and spinning these out, drying them off, and bagging them up. Well, my arugula is a little limpy here, so I have to just perk it right back up. Usually I try to harvest things earlier in the day just to avoid the sun and beating it down and causing this to happen. But once we rinse it off in the water, everything should perk back up, no problem. Alrighty, the arugula has perked back up and it looks the way it should. It is a little bit longer than I normally harvest it at. Some of these are long, like these. Ideally, I like to cut them when they're closer to that or something like that, just because of the stem sometimes can be harder for people. But it is what it is. But arugula is a really easy crop to grow and fast growing. And in the summertime, you can go from seed to harvest in as little as like 2 weeks. So this time of year is a little less than double that time, but it's pretty quick. Same with the bok choy. Bok choy is another fast growing one. And the kale that you saw me harvest is another quick growing one as well. And each of them come with some good nutrients to them. And speaking of that, here recently I had the opportunity to be a part of the Homesteaders of America online conference, and I talked about 12 of the easiest and healthiest crops that you can grow, some of which included these, but also go over others, as well as how to grow them and how your body benefits from them, with the health benefits associated with those foods. So you can check out information on that in the show notes below. But as I was working here, as I tend to do on tasks that are I'm just doing stuff and just staying in the same area, I like to listen to podcasts. And I've been listening to the Wise Traditions podcast for some time now, but I was really enjoy listening to it. And earlier I talked about fat and fat soluble greens and the vitamins that are in the greens. Well, Wise Traditions has a couple of great episodes about the importance of fat in our diet, as well as they go over a number of other really good beneficial information about diet, health, things like that. And make sure you check out that podcast. I'll leave it in the show notes below as well. Oh, and I almost forgot, and how could I forget this? Hilda, the host of the Wise Traditions podcast, is coming to our homestead just in a couple days. So I plan to have her on our channel, do at least one video with her. Hopefully we can chat about a lot of things about health, about homesteading, farming, all that, because I think we also share a common background of being in fitness and health and all that. So make sure you stay tuned for that video, because I can't wait to chat with her. Alrighty, so all the greens that I harvested today have been rinsed, dried, and packaged and stored away in the refrigerator. However, we did leave some for us to consume, and Lacey's cutting some of the arugula up for dinner tonight. So what are we having for dinner tonight?
It's Taco Tuesday, so we're having tacos with arugula, sauteed bell peppers, refried beans, a black bean and corn salsa, and local beef.
Yummy. Also, Selah went ahead while I was working on the greens and harvested a bunch of peppers for us. So we'll be using some of that in the meal tonight, as Lacie mentioned, but some of it we're going to be fermenting, drying, and doing a number of things to preserve. So we're going to do that in the next day or two. So make sure you stay tuned for that video, and we're going to go over some ways that you can preserve your peppers. So it's that time now.
And one thing I'm really excited about with these peppers is fermenting some more. I've already started fermenting. You know, those little ají chirapita peppers I was telling that are super hot? Well, I've put them in here and with some spices, and these have another, I don't know, 2 weeks to go before I can open them up. But I'm looking forward to doing this with even more of these peppers and preserving our harvest.
Well, I am hungry and ready to eat. It's been a full day, so I'm not just eating vegetables here. We're not vegan, by the way. So I'm looking forward to some of that meat that's been cooking up over there, and some yummy tacos. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.